Hello everyone, my name is Arahim Zuniga, and let me tell you just a little bit about my research project. And so here in the picture you can see clearly El Paso and Ciudad Juarez in the background. And a lot of people live here, over 1 million people. And I was actually really surprised to learn that not everyone has access to clean drinking water. So growing up as a Spanish speaker, I always thought that the word colonia just meant neighborhood in English. Turns out this is not the case, and it actually refers mostly to the underdeveloped communities alongside the US-Mexico border. And so in some of these communities, one of the key problems that they have is that they don't actually have access to underground piped water. And so back in 2015, a team of researchers here at UTEP thought like, hey, how can we help these people? And what can we do about it? And so they developed this methodology to pretty much assess what kind of systems would be suitable for these types of environments. And they thought, let's do point-of-use systems, which pretty much can get you water whenever you need it. But how can these people get water? Well, they usually get water from two sources. One is well water, and the other one is hot water. And pretty much every week, they must call someone and ask them like, hey, can you sell me some water, please? And then they can store it later at their homes in a water storage tank. And one of the problems with the storage tanks is that a lot of residents leave them exposed to the sun, which creates algae throughout the year. Another thing is that they usually have animals around, and this really increases the risk for microbial contamination. And so back in the summer of 2018, my team and I got the opportunity to do a filter campaign that lasted throughout a year. And we were able to deliver water filtration systems to the colonias in Hueco tanks. And we actually went to Juarez for the first time, in which we went to the colonias at Kilómetro 29 and Anapra. And so for the colonias here in El Paso, one thing that we found is that residents usually have much larger water containers when compared to Juarez. And so we have these big containers which are usually dark colored, and the problem with these is that they will grow algae sometimes, and they're really difficult to clean for the residents. And so for these communities, we relied on reverse osmosis systems, mainly because they did have access to water pumps, and our main concern was with trace minerals such as heavy metals and microbial contamination, and the RO systems are plenty for this use. And so as we were installing the RO systems here in the Hueco Tanks colonias, we found a couple of challenges, such as the irregular piping systems that most of these houses had. However, we were able to overcome this with the help of some local engineers who were glad to volunteer to help the community. And so now, to make a little bit of contrast, we moved to Ciudad Juarez in the colonias there, and we find that their containers are in a little bit of a worse condition than the ones in El Paso. And as you can see, they try to cover them and protect their water with pretty much anything they can, such as cardboard. And so because microbial contamination was their biggest concern, because as you can see, the containers were pretty much exposed to the outdoors, and these communities don't actually have access to running water, we decided to go with a gravity filter. And these are especially nice because they require no external energy and can provide a lifetime supply of clean drinking water to the family. And so over the campaign, we were able to deliver well over 50 filters to families, which is especially nice. We also had the opportunity to give them a little bit of a workshop while we did a small posada, which is a small party right before Christmas, which was especially nice. And so besides that, we were able to deliver educational workshops as well to teach residents about water conservation practices such as disinfection. And so currently my research focuses on using a model called RANAS, which aims to track and measure if we were able to change resident behavior for them to actually use the technology that was now given to them. And so one of the examples that I really like is this one, in which a family used their filter to fill out these 5-gallon containers. And pretty much now they don't have to walk a mile carrying these just to get clean drinking water to their families in their houses. And so lastly, one question that remained at the end was, hey, what if we target a school or a community center and install a more robust system? Would this impact even more people than we're doing right now? Well, hopefully we'll find out.